Just a few weeks remaining in the regular season. I'm Bobby Broyles and Jamie Corrin back here with you for this week's women's edition of CAA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour. It was another strong week for the two teams at the top of the standings, Jamie, as both Drexel and JMU stay hot on their current winning streaks.
That's right, Bobby. It was. The top two teams in the CAA standings, both James Madison and Drexel, pushed their respective winning streaks higher with 2-0 weeks at home. The Dukes have now won a season-best 8 straight games, while Drexel owns the longest winning streak in the CAA at 10 games. The Dragons' win on Sunday was also a milestone for head coach Denise Dillon, as she recorded her 300th career victory. The top half of the CAA standings is beginning to take shape, as Towson and Delaware both helped solidify their positions with 2-0 weeks. Towson moved into third place after wins over UNCW and Charleston, while Delaware holds a 2-game lead for fifth in the CAA after knocking off Northeastern and Hofstra.
Time to look at a few key matchups coming up. Let's begin Friday night at 7 with a big matchup in Wilmington, as UNCW will look to keep their unbeaten record at home alive as they take on Drexel on CAA.TV.
Someone's streak is going to end on Friday night, Bobby. Drexel has won 10 straight games overall and is a perfect 9-0 on the road this season. On the other end, UNCW is a perfect 12-0 at Trask Coliseum. The Dragons will bring their nation's leading defense to Trask. Drexel is holding opponents under 48 points per game and just 23% shooting from three-point range. UNCW will counter with one of the CAA's top offenses. The Seahawks lead the conference in field goal percentage, while Sharita Parker and Gigi Smith have formed one of the top scoring tandems in the CAA. On the offensive end for Drexel, Bailey Greenberg is pacing the CAA in scoring at over 19 points in 12 conference games. Greenberg has led the Dragons in scoring in 20 of 23 games this year.
Also Friday night at 7 on CAA.TV, William & Mary will play host to Towson, an important game for both teams, Jamie, especially for the Tribe, as they're in a battle to stay out of the bottom 4 and avoid playing in the first round of the tournament.
Yes, William & Mary enters the weekend 2 games out of 5th place in the CAA standings, and the Tribe hosts Towson, holding a win over the Tigers earlier in the year. Bianca Boggs is proving herself to be one of the best players in William & Mary history, moving into 11th place on the Tribe's scoring chart with over 1,300 career points in the Tribe's win at Elon last week. But Towson hits the road sitting in 3rd place in the CAA, having already bested last year's win total by 6. In Kiana Jeter and Nikaya Mayo, the Tigers boast the top scoring tandem in the CAA. In conference play, Jeter is averaging just over 17 points per game, while Mayo is 5th at 16.5 points per game.
We move on to Sunday at 2 on CAA.TV. We'll stay with William & Mary as they continue their important weekend with a home contest against the first-place Dukes of JMU.
Yes, and the JMU Dukes are rolling. They enter the weekend on an 8-game winning streak, which has allowed the Dukes to maintain their 1-game lead atop the CAA. In 13 CAA games, JMU owns a scoring margin of over 24 points. Preseason Player of the Year Kamaya Smalls has lived up to that billing this year, leading the Dukes with nearly 17 points per game in CAA play and is 4th in field goal percentage. Meanwhile, the Dukes' defense has also been stellar all year. JMU leads the nation in field goal percentage defense and is allowing just over 50 points per game. While Bianca Boggs has deservedly received most of William & Mary's attention, teammate Eva Hodgson is a contender for CAA Rookie of the Year. In conference play, Hodgson is averaging over 12 points per game and hitting 45.7% of her three-pointers to lead all freshmen.
And we wrap up the previews back in Wilmington as Delaware will be in town to take on the UNCW Seahawks at 1 o'clock on CAA.TV.
Yes, winners of 6 of its last 7 games going into this weekend, Delaware has shot up to 5th place in the CAA and is just a half game behind UNCW as we start the week. The Blue Hens' defense has been impressive in conference play, as their 59 points allowed per game trails only JMU and Drexel. Reigning CAA Player of the Week Simone DeFries has steadied Delaware's offense. The junior posted a career-high 31 points as well as her 3rd double-double of the year last weekend. But on the flip side, Gigi Smith and Shanari Bell will both test DeFries down low. Smith is averaging 15.5 points in CAA play, while Bell is putting up nearly 10 points and 6 rebounds in 13 CAA games.
Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CAA women's basketball.
This is it. This is the time of year when everything is on the line. There's no "we'll get them next time." It's win or go home. March Madness is just around the corner. The CAA Women's Basketball Tournament is coming to the University of Delaware March 13th to the 16th. 10 teams, one goal, to be crowned champion. Go to caasports.com for more information.
CASports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video, and audio coverage of all the action this weekend. Also, fans, you can watch all of this action on CA.TV on several devices such as Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV by downloading the CA.TV app that is available now.
And don't forget, you can also continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CAA Sports. And we're also on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAA Hoops.
The CAA on-campus crew concluded their season series with a trip to Towson this past weekend. For more on our trip to visit the Tigers, visit our social media platforms and stay tuned this week for our feature on the Towson women's basketball team.
Yeah, I had a great trip to Towson. Got to speak to some players. We're going to have some interviews with Ryan Holder and Q Murray from the Towson Tigers about the Community Service National Championship the Tigers were awarded this year.
Look forward to seeing that one. That is it from us today. Enjoy the games, everyone.